Wide receivers look good. They, came in. Xavier Worthy. What else do we need that needs to be said? Uh, Immediately makes an impact on deep routes, reverses. Juju scores. Tyquan Thornton scores. Hollywood Brown scores. I mean, these guys, all the guys are just scoring points, man. I mean, that's what you want to be able to see. So those guys did a great job. It looks good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you a video from what I was talking about, like how I was telling you, like that this. And I'll send it to you. But the improvement. But from what I've seen, Xavier Worthy, what he made. Okay, we'll kind of go through that real quick. But for me, the wide receiver did a great job. I know we showed the one that Juju was making a hard play. Look, and that, thank God they didn't call it, because that could have been a flag. It definitely could have been a flag on him. And I was just like, geez, I'm glad they hold that flag right there in your pocket. Hold it right there in your pocket. But it was just a good effort on him, just trying to get in the way, trying to do something. Especially when like, okay, shoot, my guy's going to get in here and try to score. Yeah, but they could have easily called something on him on that one, man. Back of the legs, swiping them and cutting them like with his hands. I seen them penalize guys for less, but the effort in itself is what gets an attaboy, right? That's what gets an attaboy. These guys did a great job, man. So I gave the wide receivers, I gave them a B-. No, I didn't. Hey, man, the wide receivers are exceptional this week, man. They got the first A. They got an A.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, they did a great job. They did. On our RPOs, man, catching the football. I mean, they did a great job. They did. So
up and down the board, yeah. All of them really had filled in nicely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got the clip you just. This is a receiver's clip, JD.
Yes. So what I want everybody to watch on this is Xavier Worthy and him running this route. I love that he was in motion while he's running this route, but also too, watch how he sets the corner up. Okay, one of the things that X had to get better at last year was saving himself room on the sideline. Okay, and I see my brother Deshaun Hammond's in here, and so Deshaun can understand. He knows what I'm talking about. I'll tell y'all. Anytime you run a go route, okay, you want to be able to save, room on the sideline so you can catch it on the outside shoulder. Okay, that's what you want to be able to do. And so that's why you see some of these deep balls. You'll hear some of the announcers like, man, just keep it in the stadium, right? That means when he's thrown out of bounds, like, man, give him a chance. At least give him a chance. And the wide receiver should be running the route to save him room. So he should be able to get on top of the defender. He gets on top of him, then he got more room to kind of work, the sideline if he needs to. Maybe a toe tap or if it's an air throw a little bit, but you want to be able to save the room, because the thing is, if you're running all the way out of here to get pushed out, where he was getting pushed out a little bit last year, in his first year in the league, they know how to, the DBs know how to use that sideline to their advantage. Push a guy out. That's what you're going to do, because he can't be the first one to come in and touch a ball. That's for daggone sure. So you just run him out of the play. You ain't got nothing in him. And also, too, it cuts down, him being able to make the plays. But watch X on this one. It's a great job by him. This is how you're going to tell the guy's going to be really good. Whoop. Give it to me. No drift. Ball. It's perfect throw. It's perfect route. I mean, it's what you want. Saved himself a lot of room. That's a lot of space from that sideline. Last year, he was kind of giving himself about a yard or two from that sideline. Get your real estate back. Perfect. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. Because at that point, you got your real estate. You could toe tap. You could step out. You could get your legs up. you never know what's going to happen. And so that right there is where I've seen X just kind of in his growth. But obviously, when he was able to set the DB up with that, man, there you go. Got to run the red line. That's right. That's right. Stack the defender. So when he says stack the defender, you got to stack to get on top of him. That's what Deshaun is saying on that. And this is how this play is supposed to work. This is the way it's supposed to look. So this. Yeah, he did. Tailgating Worthy played smart too and wasn't the risk of being re-injured. He did. He knew when it was time, like, hey, man, you don't need to take a hit on there. Go down when you need to. But he was electric when he came back, man. All those guys they did a great job.
Even the way he was falling on catches, too, it was like he was avoiding any upper body stuff. I think there was one where he tried to lay out for it. He kind of like did like one of those like things where he kind of like put his arms back behind him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't want to do like this. Yeah, hey, get back here.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It was like they spent that week trying to get that right with him. Like, this is what you're gonna have to do, which I'm sure they went over a lot of different things with him to try to make sure there's no re-injury with the injury.
Oh yeah. So man, when Rashee Rice comes back and you got him doing it, man, this is gonna be glorious to watch this. But yeah, wide receivers got an A.
Hey, there you go. I mean, well deserved, man. The entire chat was, this is going to be the A for the day, and then it was.
Pat did a good job last night. I think he was very patient. A couple times I wanted him to kind of throw the football, and I wouldn't say he held it, but I know he's looking for the deep ball. He's looking for downfield, okay? And I don't fault him on those things. I think he did a good job as far as, making some of the decisions, put some balls where they, guys could make plays. So he did a good job. He did a good job. Last week he had a B- from off that win. This week I'm giving Patrick Mahomes a B+.
B+. Interesting. What would you want to see more of? Just him being more decisive with the ball.
I told you, there's standards, right? There's standards. There's standards. There's standards. Okay, 4 touchdowns is hard. I mean, seriously, and that's what I was just sitting there thinking, like, dang, God, is this
2 years? 2 years.
Yeah. You know what? Pat deserves an A for that, man.
There you go.
He deserves an A. He does. Shoot, 250. Okay.
270.
Or 270 yards. What was it? How many touchdowns under 30? First one getting there? Yeah. Pat get an A for that, man. Yeah, what am I thinking? B+. Yeah, he get an A for that. After looking at all the accolades and stuff that he did, man, he put the ball where he needed to. So,
and it was spread that ball around. Juju touchdown, Tyquan touchdown, Hollywood touchdown, Pacheco touchdown. He was giving it to everybody, man. He was, you get a TD, you get a TD, you get a TD.
He was Santa handing out Christmas presents. He was.
He was.
So.
Go for Casey forever. This must be your first rodeo on JD's Monday morning tight end show, buddy. He doesn't give out A's. You gotta earn that A, man.
Yeah.
Marcus must not have placed that bet himself. So I did place that bet. So funny story about it. I'll post it online. So I played my bet, went 4 out of 5 on that one. But we were having a discussion with JD on afterwards if you can do less than 275. I ended up doing 220 plus yards, and I took some of Taja's bets, put some of my bets, and added the Chiefs winning in it. Put 25 to win 750 last night on that bet. So I took 4 of Taja's and I took 4 of mine, but then I lessened the 270 to 220, and I added the Chiefs victory, and I ended up winning 750 on a $25 bet. So, our betting show did give us something. It gave us something in the end.
Very good.
There we go.
See, perfection 2K said 4 touchdowns was once Pat's average. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Pat was just lighting folks up. And that's, matter of fact, that's, obviously Worthy got hurt. We have Rashid. But I was saying, man, we should be averaging with the team that we have. Once all the guys get back, we should be averaging 4 touchdowns. Easy. No question about it. So,
Maybe not this week. I'm hearing tough things about Jacksonville's defense. Some of these pundits on TV are saying, "Be careful, Jacksonville's defense." You saw what they did to Brock Purdy.
Matt Nagy and Andy Reid. I know when Nagy's called the plays. Oh, do you really?
When it's bad, you can tell it's Matt Nagy. When it's good, you can tell it's Andy Reid.
Making fun because it's just, what people say is it's crazy. I had a great conversation the other day, man, with Juan Castillo. I was talking to Juan, just talking about EB a little bit and all those, and everybody talks about EB, and I love EB. We got Nagy here. Nagy's been here. He understands how things work in his offensive stuff. Andy and Nagy, I think, did a good job this week preparing for the ball, for the Ravens. Obviously, when you have a weapon like Xavier Worthy back, it opens up your offense a little bit. Okay, kind of like I said, it puts another quiver back in, or put another arrow on your quiver. That's what happens. And so when you have a guy like him, then you can go bombs away. That's what can happen. And so we did. We went up top a couple times with him. Right off the bat, giving the football. How about that, Marcus? How about that? Everybody's sitting there talking about, well, shoot, he's going to be a decoy. Really? Xavier Worthy being a decoy? Never. That never happened. Never happened. But I think they called a pretty decent game. Just a couple things that we did miss. I think the first few series looked okay to me, but I think they did a pretty decent job, man. So I gave Andy and Nagy, I actually give them a B.
Okay. Why? I'm curious. What? Why didn't you go? I guess B. So what would you like to see need its improvement on? From B to get an A. What would get to that? Well, that's a nice A.
Yeah, I alluded to it at the very beginning. Sometimes we're down there at 2nd and 5. I think we should run the football. We just don't. Some of the things that we called in the first kind of half I was like, man, is there something else that we could do? Yeah, maybe. So I think, they did a good job. They did a good job. Yeah, I think B is a fair assessment for what they did. I think it was a good game plan. B's not a bad grade. Not a bad grade at all. You want guys to go out there and execute it. Lars English B-. First quarter. First quarter, like I'm just going back through it, what I've seen on film, and I thought some of those things we should have done, we could have taken advantage of, maybe calling some things differently to kind of help us out. But I get this is what our offense is going to be, and so when we do kind of rely on the pass, then you're not going to necessarily get the run going. But I think you had to do that early. You got to do it early to help yourself out often, okay? Early and often. Then throw the football down the field. So what's it? JD, we fighting if you don't give an A to something we made Lamar quit. Well, we'll see if somebody's going to get an A tonight. We have to find out. But those guys, man, I think they did an awesome job. I think they did an awesome job as far as, calling the game. You could give it a B+ if you want to. You definitely give it a B+.
What was this your highest grade so far for the offensive play calling this year?
Did I give him a B on somewhere else?
Maybe.
I think it might be this might be the highest one, Marcus. This might be the highest one. Okay. And the reason I say this also too is, if everybody's using the reasoning that this defense was decimated because of injury, maybe we could have ran the football a little bit more than what we did. That's what I was expecting. And so when I come and I look at it, the carries, it was good to see Kareem get that. Isaiah had 7 for 35. Kareem, 13 for 34. Smith 4 for 9. That was all at the end. Pat had 4 for 5. And then you have Xavier for this too. So I like that we had to, the runs that we needed, but those runs came when it was like short yardage. It was like, 3rd and 1 or 4th. And you know what I mean? Like we had to go get it. And that's fine. That to me was fine. I had no problem with that whatsoever. I'm like, in the field, how about we set that up down and make it a short, second and short? Let's do that. If we are 2nd and 5, okay, in that range, and 2nd 5 and less, okay, we used to have in our playbooks, we used to go through all the plays that basically was on our list, okay, through those ranges. All right, that's how it was. That's how we operated in our offense. Now, a totally different offense, and I'm sure in their list, 2nd and 5, they're looking at probably more pass than they are run plays. My thing is, I do believe that we need to incorporate a little bit more runs into this. I just think that we need to. And if we're going to bring in Jalen Moore for those things, fine, do that. I have no problem whatsoever doing it because that opens you up for the play action. If you want to run play action with Jalen Moore in there, by all means, let that happen. Let that happen. And if you get the one-on-one that you need up top, then shoot. Let's do it. Our guys are great one-on-one on the outside. I'm good with that. So I love how we try to incorporate Jalen Moore coming in because we got to let this guy play. We're paying a lot of money. Why not let him come in and be like that extra tackle or that tight end, to kind of open up some of the holes. So that's what I say. So that's why I gave it a B. If you want to say B plus, hey, that's why I'm B. Y'all can be B plus. I'm giving it a B. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.